Welcome to DWI Steelers segment. Listen, for those of y'all that don't know that's just tuning in, we like to give a clip-by-clip, week-by-week synopsis of the Steelers' performance. We're humongous Steelers fans, so we appreciate the new viewers. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the existing viewers. Thank you guys for showing love in the comments. We want you guys to be able to express yourself as we do. So if you can't get on a platform yourself, we're going to do the custom for you. So, fellas, this was some craziness. This was like, not saying it was a super duper letdown, but it was just like another, the cherry on top of a shitty Sunday.
Right.
We lose the 2-2-10 teams back to back. And then we have a lead on Indianapolis yesterday with Mitch Trubisky at the helm.
Yeah.
And we lose not only the lead, but we lose pretty much any playoff chances that we had went up in smoke. So now we have to rely on the wild card.
Right.
So this is where I didn't want to be at, dude.
No, nobody wants to be here, man. Like they look bad. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I wanted to ask y'all, like, do you think it's just because I believe we just have a bad team? Like I don't know if it's just not put together well. We've had some injuries. You know what I mean? We had Minka's been hurt most of the season. Seems like I don't think Cam Hayward's 100%.
Right.
And teams are setting up for TJ, so it's like they're setting up to just eliminate him from the game. But as far as the defense, like they're probably just tired from having to hold the damn team the entire season. So it's for me, it's the offense. The offense is the ones that's like they're not holding up their end of the bargain.
Right.
And this is honestly like in my 45 years of living since I've been watching football. This is probably the worst offense I've ever watched in my life.
Right.
It's putrid. It fucking hurts. It breaks my heart watching this offense. Like they're real shit. Like it's hard to watch.
Right.
It's a hard to watch offense. What y'all think?
So when you was asking, like, do we think it's a bad team? No, I don't.
Right.
I think some players needed to take accountability on their attributes to the team. That's how I feel.
Right.
I feel like there's a select few out there. I feel like Roberts is playing a good game on defense. I feel like JPJR is brand new to that island over there, so it's going to take some time.
Who you say Roberts?
Who's
Roberts?
Landon Roberts, number 50.
All right. Is he? All right, my bad.
Yeah, he was out there yesterday giving 100%.
All right.
TJ was giving 100%, you know. Highsmith, I'm not saying he did a couple shoestring tackles, but I mean, he did a couple tackles to where it would have made a difference had he brought the guy down.
Right.
But when I see a small running back, and there's no disrespect to any running back of any stature, but you just would expect more out of him when you see a smaller physique running back running out there.
Right.
And he has him in his clutches and he just more or less winds off, or he does a move to where he just takes him on like a jacket and gets 5 yards after the carry. I want to say they're called yak yards.
Yeah.
Yards after contact. So as far as that portion is concerned, I think there needs to be a lot of accountability.
Yeah.
Now, as far as scheme-wise.
On defense?
Yes. We need to run different schemes, man, on that 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
That looked like a hybrid zone defense. We needed to run a nickel on that sumbitch, Wax.
Something.
We needed to have a front 5 to be able to solidify that run. Because if I was on the offense and I seen that you had all kind of DBs and, you know, you had a defense to where it's a zone coverage because you just insisted I'm going to pass the ball, I'm going to run that shit right up the damn gut.
Bro, it was a soft zone at that.
Right.
It like every time they were on 3rd down, it seemed like one receiver would be wide. He'd be butt naked.
That's the thing. Is like
naked.
I ain't mean to cut you off, but like that's the thing. Is like when they run that zone, it doesn't stop anything. It doesn't stop the run or the pass.
Right.
You would think at least it would stop one. You know what I mean? If you're gonna run at least run a play to stop. If you think they're gonna run the play to stop the run. But they don't stop the run, and then when they pass, there's always somebody open right over the top of the linebackers.
Right.
Every fucking time. The linebackers get they probably get 10 yards back and then they just fucking stop.
Right.
And then the guy runs directly behind them. The safeties seem like they're like 30 yards down the
They're
field.
too far back.
And then there's a wide gap. And it's all the time. It's been happening all year.
Mm-hmm. It's like
That drives me crazy.
it's like it's not meant to stop what they're doing. It's meant to contain.
Contain.
Right.
That's
You know
all
what
it
I
is.
mean?
A zone is a contained defense.
Right.
It's not meant to apply pressure to your quarterback or your receivers like a man-to-man defense would be.
Right.
It's let me get in my area, and anything that comes in this area is mine.
Right.
That's where we're lacking at. They
Right.
should have had a nickel out there, man, on that 3rd and 2, man. Stop the run. I'm gunning up for the run. I know they could be a pass team because they had a rookie quarterback in there.
Shit, that last drive, them last couple of drives, all they did was run, and they was moving the line.
Yes,
so
they was,
the
man.
defensive line. That's why I think Cam Haywood is still kind of hurt because like that defensive line was getting no push.
I agree.
And on the flip side, their defensive line was in our backfield the whole damn game.
It made him look vulnerable.
Yeah.
Cam. You know, you can see where he was lacking.
He's
at.
getting old. He's getting older in the tooth. So it's like I said, the defense. I know they got to be sick of just having to hold the team. Like that shit would be demoralizing to just have to like be the only thing that your team's gonna win by.
You know how it is in the locker room when you feel like you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Man, my back's fucking killing me. Why? From carrying you.
Right. So by the time we get to this point in the season, they've been carrying the team the whole season, and it's gonna break at some point. That dam's gonna break.
Yeah. I was about to say, man, I got news for y'all fellas, man. Like the only time we scored, well, we scored twice, but like we scored and then we blocked a punt and had the ball on the 1 yard line.
So
You know what I mean?
you're saying is the only way we score is when the defense puts us in position.
Pretty much. I mean, because besides that, we didn't score the second half. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a hard pill to swallow, Wax.
And then really didn't even sniff it. Then the one time they did get down there, we was down by 11, and they decided to punt. I don't understand why Tomlin decided to punt for a 56. Like let Boswell try to get that 50. He can make a 56-yard field goal indoors.
Right.
Like you let him make that, then that takes it to a 1-score game. But you punt it, then they come down and score again. That's game over, pretty
Bruh,
much.
the way Boswell's performing,
Right.
I feel like he can make a 65er.
That's what I'm saying.
Indoors.
He's the most solid person on our team, even though he did miss an extra point.
Bruh, that
but
was-
that's fluke shit. Like
Right.
he's Boswell's going to be able to do it.
Shout out to Boswell, man, for just keeping the fucking team morale up.
He's my team MVP.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Let me
Just
ask
for the simple fact of, kickers don't get a lot of recognition.
Right.
Here at DWI, man, we love you guys, man. You're a part of the team, and you make the biggest difference in a situation that we're in, and in every situation, because we depend on you to make that extra field goal, and we depend on you to make that extra point, and we depend on you to be able to kick that shit out of the end zone when you got a good returner. So for that, we're grateful. So let me ask you this, dude. How you feel about our offense as far as the run yesterday? Like with Najee and
Trash. I mean, the whole offense as a whole is like I said before, it's putrid. I've never seen an offense this bad. It hurts my feelings to see this shit, and I don't understand who's like we need to get to the root of like a lot of people think it's Tomlin, and we already said Tomlin's not exempt. Tomlin can get this heat just like everybody else, but like who put this team together? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that drives me crazy. It's like who's at the wheel? Like Mr. Rooney. Like let me talk to you, Mr. Rooney. Let me bring you in here, Mr. Rooney. Mr. Rooney, what are you doing? Like when was the last time you made a choice? Like if anybody out there can think about when Art Rooney II, when have you put your stamp on this team? Like I don't remember you putting a stamp. I can't remember a move you made that changed the direction of the trajectory of this team at all. It's like you're just sitting there treading water, letting everything go, letting everything happen, and it's like you're not making a move. It's like you're trying to be like your dad, Dan Rooney, but you're not doing it the way he did when he was young. When he was young, he took the team and flipped it on his head.
Right.
You are trying to be old Dan Rooney. You're not old Dan Rooney. You're Art Rooney. You got to put your stamp on this team. And in some way, I don't know what coming out every year saying we need to run better. That's not doing it, bro. Like, we need you to step up. And if that means making some changes, if that means making some fires, if that means doubling the coaching staff because we have the lowest paid coaching staff and the lowest number of coaches in the league, that gotta mean something. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta step up and put your stamp on your team.
Right.
And I can't remember. Can y'all remember a situation where Art Rooney has made anything happen?
No. And I mean, I'll concur on what you were saying, only for the simple fact that means a lot. This is his team that he owns franchise-wise.
Right.
So you would want to think that you can be successful because I'm sure there's incentives when you win Super Bowls, conference championships,
Playoff games.
Exactly. So there's incentives coming from the NFL to the participating teams, to which we're a part of. So I concur with what you're saying.
Right.
And I'm going to add on to that. It's the fact that, when you own something, you want to put your stamp on it saying, hey, this is my product. I stand on it.
Right.
Shit, even in American Gangster, Frank Lucas put a stamp on it. He didn't want nobody cutting his product.
Right.
So he's just allowing mediocrity to reign in the Steelers organization.
Right.
You need more coaches. You need position coaches. You need them guys pretty much set up like everybody else is set up like out there like that.
And you need to go find the best of the best, not just looking down the hall and finding the first nigga you will see watching jock straps. Like, hey, when those jock straps are dry, you're the new offensive coordinator.
Right.
That shit is crazy to me.
Right.
Like, go out, you got enough money, go out, search, find the best of the best. And bring him in there. If Tomlin can't run the offense because we see he's not an offensive guy, and that's not a crime, but if he's not the offensive guy, then you got to get the best you can find.
Right.
To put so they can run the offense.
Yeah.
Bruh, I seen something on Facebook and it said after Canada 1-3. Before Canada it was like 6-4. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say I was pro coach for a reason, but in some cases I understand that it's not the coaching, but it's the players and the coaches. In the scenario we're in now, even if it was or wasn't Canada, the defense is responsible for their responsibility as well as the offense. You said it 2 weeks ago. I gave Mitch all the backing I could give him, all I can muster up. And you was like, Mitch is going to be Mitch. You was exactly right, bro. And then the fact that they put
Mason. But they put him in such a stupid spot.
Dude, they could have saved that shit.
They either don't put him in or put him in at the beginning of the fourth.
Does everybody remember back in the day when you used to get into football games, if you didn't start and you was like one of the extras, is back when rosters was full, and you might have had an uncle that was a coach on the team.
Right.
You got in that game, 28 seconds left, and y'all was up 43-6. The moment you did something wrong, they're taking you out for that because, like, what the fuck was you doing? You just let them get like, what?
Right.
This is my last 21 seconds. That's how I felt like they did Mason yesterday. They put that brother in thinking he was going to do something, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Right. Down 2 scores with 2 minutes to go. It's like they set him up for failure. I'm not saying he wouldn't have did the same thing at the beginning of the fourth.
Oh, he'd have definitely did the same thing.
He might have, but like, you didn't put him in a decent situation for him to show anything.
But to my eyes and my expectations, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do.
I watched it when he got back out there, he had 0 time. They was on his ass because they was pinning their ears back because we're already down 2 scores. They know we got to pass, and he was just getting hit. I mean, but he's not. I'm not sitting there saying that Mason's any damn good, but I'm just saying the situation where you put him in was just. It was bad.
It was demoralizing. Like, that fucked up his ego already because, like, we're already getting bombed on. You know what I mean? He's the third string. You put him in, and you know he's not gonna produce.
Right.
So that's just gonna fuck with his.
I'm not giving that boy no damn room to breathe.
Listen,
fuck that. You give me a chance to show up and show out, I'm gonna show up and show out. I'm sorry. That was an opportunity.
I mean, with 2 minutes though.
It was 5. It was 5 minutes. Go look back.
Nah, I think it was 2. It was like the last 2 minutes. We had like maybe 3.
Understand this.
We're down 2 scores.
Right. It was 5 minutes left.
Either way, we were down 2 scores You know what I mean? They were already running the ball down our fucking throat.
He gets a sack for a loss the first play, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but whose fault is that? The line didn't fucking block.
I get it, but like,
What's he supposed to do if the line don't block? And I'm not sitting there advocating for Mason Rudolph and acting like he's like.
what did Kenny
the
do when the
second
line
coming.
didn't block? He ran around and created.
No, he
What
didn't.
did Jerry?
Kenny laid down like everybody else fucking would. Kenny ain't make nothing happen.
Kenny did.
Kenny-
we was winning when he
Kenny
was
is-
in there. We was winning.
We wasn't losing.
Hey, so-
Kenny played not to lose.
Are y'all keeping Tomlin or you trading him?
I'm gonna keep him.
You keeping him?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him.
Dude, how do you feel about Tomlin at this point?
I got to see these next 3 games, but if they go like the way I've been saying, I wouldn't fire him, but I would try to trade him.
Yeah.
I think you can get a first round pick for him.
Yeah, I mean,
If I can get a first round pick, because like there's no in this league you can't win without a quarterback, so it doesn't matter who your coach is. You see what's happening to Bill Belichick. They said he was the best coach in the world, and without Tom Brady, his team's trash. You see Andy Reid. He was never considered the best coach in the league until he got Patrick Mahomes. Now all of a sudden he's the best coach in the league.
The difference between all of them is they all got good offensive lines. Our offensive line is suffering, so you can put Joe Montana back there.
Okay, well that's why I've been saying draft offensive linemen, and you've been saying you was happy with Najee. Like I'm saying, like Najee was a bad pick, but we ain't gonna rehash that bullshit. But you gotta get the offensive line. That's where it all starts.
I agree.
And so, like when it comes to like culpability in this shit,
Right.
I don't give Tomlin 100% of it. I know some people do. I don't. But he's definitely a third of it, and then I think the other third is Art Rooney because he's settling for this bullshit, and Kevin Colbert has had some terrible drafts in the last 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So that's set up with the team we have now. Plus, Kevin Colbert gave Ben Roethlisberger that extra money when everybody in the world knew that he didn't have it no more.
Right.
You're supposed to cut your losses.
Yeah.
Like go back and think about this. When's the last time you remember the offense being worth a damn?
Hines Ward and them.
I mean, no. I mean, the offense was good. The Killer Bees was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Well,
Like-
not only that, the last offense we have, the Killer Bees.
The Killer
Ben.
Bees. When Ben, Bell,
Bell, and
and Brown
Brown
was there. That's when the offense, when you could actually say, like, okay, it doesn't look putrid. Since then, it's been 5 years since the Killer Bees was together. We've been trash. Think about it. It's been a long time since our offense looked like a decent offense.
Right.
Like it's been since I would say it was 2018 whenever Antonio Brown left, and since then, the year after that, that's when Ben hurt his arm. So we had Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges out there stinking up the fucking.
I mean, they was on the ones and twos
stinking it up. Then the year after that, Ben comes back. It's 2020. His elbows weird.
Corona.
Yeah, Corona. So it's weird. We ended up winning 11 that year, but it was fool's gold, and everybody fucking knew it. The offense still didn't look good.
We
but the
won
defense
11
looked good.
straight.
Right.
Fool's gold.
Fool's gold though, because they ended the season not doing shit. And then last year, and then this year, it's been four years of just terrible offense, and I'm tired of watching that shit. Seriously, like
I would
this shit
agree.
is bad news. Like
I would agree.
I've seen Pop Warner teams have a better scheme than this.
It's more exciting.
Yeah,
There's no excitement in our offense.
because I can understand a little kid making a mistake, but a grown man, it's like what the fuck? Nobody's coaching you, dude.
You said it. It's painful to watch.
Painful.
You know, when we sit up there and we watch you guys go week after week, and you know, we know that you're trying out there, but like accountability goes a long way. Somebody that's in front of you saying, "Man, it was my fault. I didn't run the exact route I was supposed to. I didn't do the exact blocking scheme I was supposed to." So with that being said, fellas, we need to step it up.
Yeah.
Now, wild card. Who do you think we're gonna draw first?
I don't think we're gonna get to the wild card.
We're gonna make it to the wild card.
Man, we gotta win out.
Okay.
We gotta win out. So you think we're gonna beat?
I seen Beaver Falls do it. I've done it.
I don't. People out there don't even know who Beaver Falls is.
Well, you know who they are now. Beaver Falls, PA. Look us up.
I can't see it. The way this team is playing, and who's gonna start? Who's starting next week? Mitch. You think Mitch is gonna go out
They
there?
said Mitch is coming back,
Well,
but
there you go. Mitch ain't winning another game for us.
He got
Mason ain't winning another game for us.
If they block like they're supposed to and everybody runs their route,
Mitch will still find a way to do some stupid shit.
we're back inside the conference next week, dude.
That's scary.
I know.
That's
'Cause
not
they
a
just
good
won.
thing.
Cincy.
Yeah, and Browning looked pretty good. Looked like a
He
decent.
looked good the last time we played.
That's what I'm saying.
And we shut him down. It's a defensive thing, man. It's one of those things y'all got to turn the fuck up. Seriously.
But
Joey, you got to
need
stop
your-
being so handsy, man, and just play coverage.
You need your offense to score too.
Right, the defense can't do it all.
I understand that.
They're
I
hurt. They're
understand
hurt.
that, but
tired.
they can do
When-
enough.
When it comes to the middle linebackers, we're down to the bare bones. We lost 2 middle linebackers for the rest of the year. Minka might not play this week. KZ, well, he'll probably play. So we're still down on the defense, and Cam ain't 100%.
You think they're going to suspend KZ for this game?
I don't know. He did.
They trying to kill that boy. This right now is loyalty coming back to bite us in the
How
ass.
you figure, bruh?
Because being loyal to Tomlin, even though he doesn't have a he doesn't have a losing record.
Right.
How many playoff wins does he have? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we're ignorant to the facts that even though he's not losing all the games, he's not winning.
Right.
He's not winning.
And
the
that's
big
why
ones.
we play football, right? Ain't that why we watch
Right.
it? To see them win?
And when you told me about this stat, and I looked it up, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, he's been here 17 years. Only 4 seasons that he's been here has he won a playoff game.
Like I was
Get
saying,
into
it's
it.
loyalty,
Nah, go
man.
ahead,
Loyalty came back to bite us in the ass because, like, we're loyal to Tomlin. Tomlin isn't producing, but we won't fire him. We won't even shake it up to threaten to fire him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's holding us back. Our offense is struggling. Our defense is struggling, trying to hold their own and plus some for the offense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we might as well just lose all the way out and try to get a good pick.
Draft pick.
Something. Because, like, we're struggling right now. We're on a losing streak. We lost to the 2 worst teams in the NFL. Like, this shit is bad. And
Right.
and to think that we're going to turn it around and have a deep playoff run is insane.
Do you feel like it was loyalty?
Yeah, I think Tom was loyal to a fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? He holds on a little too long. The Steelers in general are loyal to a fault. Like, they hold on to people a little too long when it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business, and you know there's no loyalty in business. If I got a job and I ain't doing my fucking job, my boss is gonna be like, all right, bruh, I got to get somebody in here that's doing this damn job. Not because I've been there for 17 years. If I'm slacking the fuck off and not doing my job, I'm gonna get fired like everybody else. So it's a business, and they want to do this mom and pop shit, which is cool. It's, you know what I mean, for the novelty of it, but at the end of the day, it's a business.
So
And
by
the business
saying
is winning.
by saying business, do you feel like that Tomlin may have gotten a pay increase since he started coaching?
I'm sure he did.
Okay, so do you think that he should get paid based off of his performance?
I'm sure he probably does.
So by him not being a losing coach,
Right?
puts him right in the middle.
Yeah, but he's coaching Pittsburgh Steelers. Like,
Right.
we expect big
Way
shit.
more out of him. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and for him to underproduce, I mean, no matter what we do, if we trade him, if we fire him, he's gonna land on his feet.
Right.
regardless.
Right.
He's gonna go somewhere else.
Right. And be all right. We need to win now.
And it might be the better thing for both sides. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, but it might be better for him to go somewhere else where there's new ears to hear what he's saying, because
Right.
obviously they're not listening to him here anymore. Or maybe the Rooneys aren't listening to him. Maybe he's saying, I need double the staff, and they just ain't giving him double the
Right.
staff. Or maybe they're saying, you need double the staff, and he's like, nah, I'm cool. I don't know. They keep it so close to the vest that it's hard to tell who's really in charge over there. So that's why I put it on the Rooneys for the most part, like, because they're the ones letting the shit go.
And you said this earlier, old man Rooney's trying to act like his father.
Right.
In 2023.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
2023 brings about new rules.
Right. And he's trying to be the old man Rooney, but he's
Right.
not trying to be the young Mr. Rooney. Because, like, I heard the story from Charlie Batch told the story a while ago. It was so dope. There's a guy named, you know who Bill Nunn is? You guys know who Bill Nunn?
Yeah.
He was a writer for the Pittsburgh Courier. It was the biggest black newspaper back in like the 60s.
Okay. Was it Pittsburgh?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Courier but it went all around the world. It was one of the biggest black newspapers around the world. So he was a writer for them. He wrote a scathing report on pretty much the NFL in general, but mostly the Steelers.
Right.
And he was talking about how they didn't recruit and draft black players, and there's so many good black players in the, like, Negro League section. So instead of Mr. Rooney reads it, and instead of him reading it and getting mad and calling and get him fired or nothing like that, he calls him up. They have dinner. They meet. They become friends. Then he hires him as the head scout, and then the next draft, or maybe the next 2 drafts, that's when we have the best draft in the NFL history with like 5 or 6 Hall of Famers when he started picking the
Black
stalwarts,
players.
the stalwarts,
Right.
the Mean Joe Greens, all in the same draft. So he just went to the Hall of Fame a little bit ago because he was the
Genius.
the genius behind the '70s dynasty because the NFL wasn't picking black players at that time. So that's what I mean when you got to shake things up. You know what I mean? You got to do stuff that people aren't doing. You got to go with the times. You got to be the leader of the times, not just following.
You have to think outside the box.
Right.
Evolution, gentlemen.
Exactly.
Why do you think cavemen still don't exist?
Right.
Because we've evolved into what you see today.
Right.
So had that been the way that it was, we'd still be walking around with pelts on and having fires and not having houses, caves and whatnot, and
Cracking bitches in the head and taking them back.
dragging them. That might not be too shabby now. But you come to me, pow. Let's go. But nah, man. All in all, fellas, what is your predictions next week?
We got Cincy.
Yep.
Because I don't know if Kenny's coming back yet. They said he might, but I doubt it. So if anybody other than Kenny Pickett plays, it's a loss. If Kenny Pickett plays, I'm 50-50. We might win, we might lose. But,
Right.
but if Mitch plays, it's a L.
About you, Wax?
I said we tank the rest of the season, let our starters,
Recuperate.
and sit down and chill, and we go from there. Because we're gonna lose a couple more of these games before the season's up.
Do you
and,
feel?
and I feel like we're gonna waste our time trying to play every game we got left with a couple L's trying to get the
Right.
playoff spot. So lose out,
Okay.
and then we get better draft picks.
Right. And it hurts to say that. I know it do, because I hate watching them lose. But, I was saying this last week, best case scenario, right, was win all 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second best case scenario is if we drop this one, it's damn near lose, maybe win these next 3, win out these next 3. But after that, it's lose out. Because if we go 4-4,
Right.
if we go 2-2, if we go 2-2, it's gonna be 9-8.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be on Tomlin's fucking shit about having a non-losing season and acting like he's the best thing smoking. And I'm and we'll be sitting at home like we usually are.
Right.
So
well, he's not losing.
and nothing will change. So it's either win out or lose out. Nothing in between for me. But but as far as this game, I got us losing again.
I'm not going to jump out the window, even though I land on my feet.
All the time.
Last time I landed on some spurs and some glass and a couple cactuses, but it didn't matter because I got armadillo skin under my feet.
Right.
So with that being said, it might not be a bad idea to lose out. We're not giving up on Steeler Nation. We just know the schematics behind it.
Right.
You lose out, you get a better draft pick, better incentives to pick other players that'll get the job done.
Because we need a quarterback.
We do need a quarterback, but we also need some linemen. So I'm gonna take a page out of your book
Right.
and hope that we get a couple linemen that will protect whoever's back there.
Right.
Given this situation, if you got a good line, they're gonna block for whoever's back there.
Right. So let me ask y'all one quick question before we close this out. What would y'all do to fix the team right now? To say we want to win out and try to sneak into the playoff, because we got to sneak in now. We need some help. What would you do to change the team right now, given the current situation?
Can I go
Wags.
first?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I would utilize George Pickens. I'd stop him from whining and belly aching because he's starting to act like a diva and he hasn't done much to feel like he can act like that.
Right.
Secondly, I would sit Harris and only have him on third and shorts. You know what I mean? I'd hand him the rock on third and shorts. And Freiermuth, get him involved. Maybe Washington, get them two involved. And just go from there. But that's easier said than done.
Right. What would you do?
I would do the exact same thing, but it's the quarterback situation. Mitch is throwing that ball 3 feet over the damn receiver's hands, into the damn defender's hands.
Right.
That display that he put on yesterday was a mockery. He looked like shit. I'm not even going like, don't censor me out. He looked like shit.
He did.
And it's like he doesn't believe in himself and he wonders why he's there. And I don't want to add on to his list of problems that he doesn't like about himself, but God dog it.
Right.
He was probably so relieved that they took him out like, oof. Thank goodness. And like a guy like ourselves, we live there.
Mm-hmm.
Utter peril, back against the wall type shit.
Right.
Jay-Z said it best. Back against the wall, ashy knuckles. We live there. So we're looking for that moment to get to show and prove.
Right.
To where he's running from it. He needs to step up. But the faith isn't even in there no more because they put Rudolph in. So who's to say that they're not making adjustments as we speak to put Mason in there to finish out the season?
I think they should. I think they should just because I know what I'm getting with Mitch. I mean, I pretty much know what I'm getting with Mason too. But I mean, at this point, what do you got to lose? You know what I mean? Throw Mason out there at the beginning of the game. Maybe he has something. Maybe he doesn't put us in as much danger as Mitch does. Because Mitch just, like I told you last week, like Mitch has not seen the coverage that he won't throw into.
He's like, man, I want to see cover 3.
Right.
There it is.
There it is. There's 3 people over there.
And he throws over their heads, bro. That's the shit that pisses me off.
He has no accuracy. He doesn't even use his legs like he's supposed to. That's the one thing he got, and he don't even use them.
I wouldn't even let that brother hold the damn ball when it's like time to kick a field goal. Get him the fuck off the field, man.
Right.
Straight up. He needs to be bagging groceries. He needs to be Kurt Warner's story in reverse. Like he's now in the NFL, they need to go to that store just so he can find his hunger.
Right. I just don't think he's capable. I think he's just who he's going to be. It was a bad move getting him here.
Right.
I've seen so many different people that were available.
Would you get Tom Zach back?
I would take Tom Zach. I'd take Tom Zach and Bubby Brister over the crap that we got right now.
Right.
Tom Zach, Bubby Brister, Mark Malone.
Right.
Shit. Cordell.
You talking about the Mark Malone that was like, but I'm loud down,
whoever. Like, I take all of them cats over what we got now. But, time will tell. We'll see how this next game goes. I don't, it sucks, but I don't have any faith in our offense, man. I'm tired of watching them.
I'm gonna give a prediction.
Go ahead.
14-7. That's my prediction. 14-7.
All right, I got us. Who for Steelers?
Yeah.
I probably got us 24-10. Them.
You got a little field goal.
Yeah, we'll get a touchdown and a field goal off of some horse shit, and then they'll run around and kick our ass. I just don't have any faith in our team, and it sucks and it hurts. I wish I could just be like, yeah, we're gonna, but they're not.
Right.
What you got, Wags?
Man, lose out, like I said. Just save yourself and save your players, because you guys don't want to embrace the moment. Like, you guys are you're letting other teams come in and beat your ass, and that's sad to watch, man.
Right.
Put some second stringers out there and just tank the rest of the season. I'm over this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you guys have never heard me say that.
No. And I'm glad that we've immortalized this moment, so when we can go back in a couple of years and I play this shit from the simple fact that I'm out there wheeling and dealing, and you guys are up here giving up.
They gave up first.
I'm giving up.
Some of them did, some of them didn't.
Yeah, if some of them did, that means all of them did.
Nah, fuck.
If you got a team with some people giving up, Everybody gave up.
No, I don't believe in that.
No,
because there's some
you
people
can't.
out
You
there.
can't win with some people.
Watt
give
was
up.
still out there making plays.
And what did
man.
that? What did that do for us?
It wasn't a losing effort, but he didn't stop.
What did that-
Some people won't stop. They got that will.
Oh, so what? What did that do for us?
Wouldn't matter.
Watt didn't give up, but everybody around him
Wouldn't
did.
matter.
It does matter.
We've seen the significance in it.
We lost the game,
When he goes to getting that money, that big bag, we know how he got it.
and we lost the game.
We did lose. That means that some gave up.
So that means it matters. If some people give up, then that means that everybody gave up.
No, that means that some people gave up.
No, if some people give up, then that means the team has given up.
No, it doesn't. Rosie Perez off White Man.
Do you understand what I'm saying, Wax?
I understand what
I
you're
don't
saying.
talk over my head like I don't
because
get it.
you don't
Because
get
you're
it.
up here like, when you win, you really lose.
No.
And when you lose, you break even. Like,
No.
fuck that shit.
Listen, if you gotta-
either give up or you don't. I'm not
Have
giving
you been
fuck
on a
up.
team where people gave the fuck up?
Yes, I
And
have.
what happened? Y'all
I went
lost.
out there and scored 2
You
touchdowns
might
and
have
kept them in the game.
individually, but as a team, if the whole fucking team ain't buying in, you're gonna fucking lose. So that means the whole fucking team gave up.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know this man.
Here
See
you
what
go.
y'all did to him, Steelers Nation?
Wax, chime in on this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Because like if a motherfucker gives up and you're saying everybody gives up because you're not the guys that didn't give up aren't trying to persuade this dude.
But then there's a
not give
there's a
up
group
still.
of us that didn't.
But
and
I mean,
I've seen
like-
that, and I've been a part of that.
If you let the people who gave up take over the locker room, then everybody gave
That's
up.
like a cancer. I understand
That's
that
exactly what-
concept.
that's what I
But
think
what
he's
I'm
saying.
saying is, some of them did and some of them didn't. I seen Watt out there giving 125% in a losing effort, but that still lets me know that he's a fucking dog.
He's a dog. I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying shit about TJ, but I'm
You know.
saying if you got 11 people on the field and 5 of them gave up, you're gonna fucking lose.
You might.
You will.
Well,
We're
just-
seeing it.
We can agree to disagree because I've
All right,
seen
so you
different.
can win with some niggas giving up and shit.
I
That's
can.
just, that's how it
I
works.
can, and we get them out the game.
Well, they're in the game because you,
Well-
you ain't got no choice but
Well,
to
make
have them in the
changes.
game.
Make changes. Get them out the game.
You have older players questioning if this is if they're cut from the Steeler cloth.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
And what would y'all say? They are or they're not?
Some of them aren't. Some of them are.
But then you can have that type of balance on there, but you can't say that some of them are and some of them aren't when it comes down to it.
But in my opinion, it's like they gave up.
They did.
You know what I mean?
They did.
And that's the mood in the locker room that we just quit. Like
We
just-
did.
we just fucking quit.
But then there's some of us, like I said, that is still showing up and showing out.
And I was just saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who shows up. If half the team or if other people on the team ain't showing up, it don't matter who shows up. And those people that do show up are going to end up being like, then why am I showing up?
I
if
get
he
it.
ain't showing
I
up.
agree.
And they're going to end up being like, man, fuck this.
I agree, but that's what the losing mentality this world has to get over.
It has to, but will they?
We'll have to see, dude.
Right.
Man, y'all give up.
Give up
that's-
hope.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Keep hope
Give
alive.
up.
No,
Give up.
give up. It's
Just
done.
stop getting people hurt, putting your starters out there, putting them in bad positions
Well,
to
listen,
get hurt.
the rest of the season, fellas, like the next few episodes of this, is to be determined. So we'll just have to see. But I know right now, Steeler Nation, you got my 2 best friends in a panic, and y'all need to step it up like I know you will in order to sustain the job that we got to do moving forward. So with that being said, Steeler Nation, we love you. We appreciate the fact that we're still going to represent who we are, where we come from, but we expect more out of you, fellas. We just do. That's the way that we were designed. We're not accepting mediocrity. We don't do it in our own lives, and we ain't going to accept it from you guys. So, with that being said, we'll just have to see what happens, y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
Fire Tomlin.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Trading. Let's get a couple first rounders for him.
He'll
Coach,
be all right.
Coach T, when you hear this, reach out, man. I'll give you both of their emails and their phone numbers, man. And that way we can get to talking to these cats, directly.
But all right, y'all, man. One love, everybody.
One love, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you
Peace.
to all the new subscribers, man. Stay tuned to, check the channel out, man. We got a whole bunch of other stuff, not just Steelers stuff, but everything that'll make you laugh and just be silly. We try to keep it light. The Steelers stuff be heavy for us, but the rest of this stuff is light, man. I mean, come check us out.
Definitely, man. Tune in. We coming right back at you. Put that Steelers shit.